Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. This article that I'm going to discuss, actually, there will be two of them, have to do with the same subject, which is Iraq. Yes, the country of Iraq. And one rule amongst many, a surgeon or a first aid, providing, medical um, aid to a patient, to a victim. One rule is to not, in the process of fixing the medical need for that patient, is one rule is to not make it worse. So once you start and trying to, help that, provide help to that victim, medical help, do not make it worse than it was before you started the procedure. So this is what's, in my assessment, occurring in Iraq after the intervention of the United States to oust Saddam Hussein. So the victim, which is, let's say, Iraq, had a little boo-boo. The boo-boo was uh, Saddam Hussein's regime. The United States intervened, and I'm not going to go into that with the reasons and so on, to fix the boo-boo and remove Saddam Hussein and provide Iraq with freedom, democracy, rule of law, capitalism, and all that. Now, after this many years, United States kind of retreated. They're still there. It's something in between. It's true that Iraq has McDonald's right now. They have Nike over there. They have more TV stations. They probably have more prostitutes. They have more, illiterate people and all that. That's my assumption. And I think the life that they have now under the freedom and democracy and the rule of law and all the justice for all, I'm going to use two examples here in the articles that I picked that will show that the boo-boo that was supposed to be solved, it's even worse now than, it was before the surgeon uh, operated on the patient, which is Iraq. So the first one is from Associated Press from June 1st, 2022, and is like this: Iraq. This happens in Iraq, and I'm quoting: Iran gas cut due to non-payment will cause shortages. So Iraq's electricity ministry said Wednesday that the country will face power shortages after crucial energy supplies from Iran were cut over non-payment. So the country is doing worse than under Saddam with basic stuff, electricity, that we consider a given now in the 21st century, don't we? In a statement, the ministry said the total electricity supply was dramatically reduced after Iran stopped exporting 5 million cubic meters of gas daily to Iraq. The gas imports are crucial for Iraq to meet soaring demands for electricity during the peak summer months, especially in the southern provinces. And I'm quoting: the Iranian side has demanded payment, yes, for service, now you gotta pay me, of the financial obligations for the gas fees from the Iraqi side. The statement said Iraq has been unable to make payments totaling about $1.7 billion because of the failure of political elites to form a government 8 months after national elections. So they have elections, they go and vote, but they don't have electricity. Yes, in the other one you didn't have, you couldn't vote, but you had probably electricity. Anyway, it says here that Iranian energy imports account for more than a third of Iraq energy needs during the scorching summer months. Because of U.S. sanctions against Iran, Iraq must also qualify for sanctions waivers in order to pay Tehran for its energy exports. So in the summer of 2018, Iraqi failing power grid was a key reason behind violent protests in the southern oil-rich province of Basra. Well, I'm kind of really sick of these sanctions that affect every country and the countries that do business with those countries, because someone who never has sanctions, the United States has no sanctions imposed on it. Why is that? Because it must be the holder of the truth, the I don't know, virility, whatever. It's like the most, it's something wrong here. Everybody else has sanctions by the same guy. What planet is this? For something you deemed that is not, I mean, you were considered a bad country by this leader, by this guy, and they were talking about Germany in the 1930s. They want to what, conquer the world and rule the world. What's going on here? Let's go to the other article. The other article is again about Iraq, and see another thing that remained after the great invasion of the United States. Mission accomplished. Yeah, we did it. I'm an Iraq war veteran. Okay, you are. But was it good? You enlisted for something good. And look what's over here. Let's read the other article. This comes from Reuters from May 26, 2022. Iraq makes it illegal to attempt normalizing ties with Israel. And what's the difference between Saddam and these guys under the democratic system? So Iraq makes it illegal to attempt normalizing ties with Israel. Isn't there freedom, democracy, voting and human rights, women's rights, whatever rights? And this is what they say. Baghdad, Iraq's parliament approved a law on Thursday. It's not the evil Saddam, the dictator. It's the parliament, the elected officials, Iraqi elected officials through the democracy that the United States brought in with its allies. We should not forget the allies. Great Britain, England, you are in it too. All right. So there you have it. Iraq parliament approved a law on Thursday that will ban normalizing relations with Israel at a time when several Arab countries have established former ties. Is it getting worse than under Saddam or better? The Iraqi parliament has been unable to convene on any other issue, including electing a new president and forming its own government, prolonging a political standoff. But they vote for this. Iraq has never recognized the state of Israel since its establishment in 1948, and Iraqi citizens and companies cannot visit Israel, like United States citizens cannot visit Cuba or Iran or North Korea, I'm guessing. I know it was an embargo on Cuba for I don't know how many years you couldn't go and visit. So much freedom. Whew. I can't live under so much freedom. So I'm quoting here, approving the law is not only a victory for the Iraqi people, but the heroes in Palestine and Hezbollah in Lebanon, said Iraqi Shiite lawmaker Hassan Salim, who represents Iranian-backed militia Saib al-Haq. Anyway, it says here that some Gulf states, including the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain, are forging ties with Israel against a backdrop of shared concerns about the threat that Iran might pose on the region. Saudi Arabia, a close U.S. ally, has made it a condition of an eventual normalization with Israel that Palestinians' quest for statehood on territory captured by Israel in 1967 Middle East war must be addressed. Okay, everybody tries to do that. And Iraqis makes laws like that, not normalizing. It's illegal. Is it better? Is it better? Any sanctions? Ready? Hey, big boss, are you going to sanction these guys? Look at them, what they're doing. And besides here, I'm not. Every country can has its own policy. Don't get me wrong. But the reason why America lost lives and money and invested in Ukraine, in Iraq after the invasion, was to create a better society, right? To create more freedom, to create a civilized society, like they tried, for instance, in Afghanistan, and they succeeded with the same, flying colors. Not. So yeah, and then look what's happening in Libya. Another intervention. Is Libya better than it was under that guy? Ask Libyans and ask them and find out. I did. Well, I'm gonna let you find out. My assessment is not, but I don't know if that's politically incorrect or something to tell the obvious. As I said, the first rule: don't make it worse through your actions. And it seems like that just happened, and they were warned about that. It's another thing. They were warned before the invasion by the evil Russians, for instance, and the Chinese. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's as it is. It's a balance something. All right, whatever. There are other interests over there. They made some money. Some lives were lost. The American, military industrial complex was doing great for a while. And thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See ya.